Kirol Attentive First Year is a powerful enabler for lots of good Boros strategies, and we can do some crazy stuff with him in the command zone. Once per turn, we get to tap 2 creatures to copy one of our triggered abilities. So number 1, we want plenty of creatures to tap, and number 2, we need some crazy triggered abilities to copy. The token part is easy. Wildfire Awakener is the MVP here since it makes tokens that ping for damage when they become tapped, and we can convoke it, but we can also use cards like Adeline Resplendent Cathar, who pump out tokens whenever she attacks and get huge based on how many creatures we have, or Anim Pakal, who'll stack up enormous amounts of gnome tokens based on his power. These are fantastic since they're both triggered abilities, meaning we can double them with Kirol or ramp our board out of control in no time. Illustrious Wonderglyph is also great since it makes a token on each upkeep, not just our own, so we can use the tokens we made on one upkeep to double the trigger on the next upkeep. Or Charismatic Conqueror will guarantee us a 1/1 if we double its trigger on an opponent's turn, since our opponents can't tap down their permanent twice. Next, we need the crazy triggers. ETB triggers are fantastic since we can tap the creature that just entered in addition to one other token to copy them. Baza the Bounding Spring is great since it ramps us and makes us more tokens, but big threats like Combustible Gearhulk are fantastic for some major value swings. Rionia the Fire Dancer can be great in the right deck. If we have a decent storm count of instants and sorceries, we can copy a creature with a good ETB and then copy our Rionia trigger for even more copies of that creature. And lastly, Lightning Army of One has a damage doubling trigger that happens between the first strike and regular strike combat damage steps, meaning we can essentially quadruple our damage if we can connect with her and double that trigger. If you want more gimmicky options, this absolutely works as a Heir Apparent commander. We can tap our Heirs to double their own ETB triggers, run all the white token doublers like Anointed Procession, and then use token-based threats like Arabella Abandoned Doll to just nuke our opponent's life totals and close the game. Surprisingly powerful as an enabler for only a 3-mana creature, our commander's low profile so people aren't going to want to use removal on it, but it's super dangerous and it's hard to play around since we can activate it at instant speed in response to our own threats. Interestingly, it's also only the 3rd Boros Vampire we've had, and both of them have triggered abilities as well, so if you've ever wanted to build a Boros-only Edgar Markov deck, now's the time. But we might get even more cool stuff in Lorwyn, so I'm keen to see what other cards we get soon. If you want to see those or any other Magic content, drop me a follow.